ahead, slowing down and making no time. I gotta keep it rolling. Those in the windshield wipers snapping out the tempo, playing perfect rhythm with the song on the radio. I gotta keep it rolling.
Welcome everybody to another Monday afternoon with Mike and I. Mike, thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Steve.
This is a weekly thing, you guys, that we're doing. We talked about it last week, and I think we've got the foundation maybe down now. So, each week, 20, like 10 minutes of Mike and I, maybe a little 10 minutes and change talking about a topic, and then anything you guys got. And if not, we'll just end it after 15, 20 minutes, but 25 minutes is going to be our hard cut. It seemed to perform well that way. And we want this to get out into in as many people's faces as we can. We want everybody to see these. So I don't know. Today, I thought it would be good if we I was having trouble all morning, even while I was working, trying to figure out how to do this really. And then Mike and I had like 5 minutes to try and figure it out before. And so we'll just kind of wing it and see how it happens. But
typical independent contractors.
Yeah.
Huh? Right.
I mean, we're busy.
Right. Solutions by the minute.
Yeah. And the other thing, guys, if you're watching on Twitter, don't forget what we said last week. On Twitter, you can put comments. We will see them and we will respond to them in real time. So if you're watching live on Twitter, you can ask questions and we will see them here, just like in YouTube. But I think before we start going week by week and talking about these different topics that, whatever's in the most important that week to discuss, that single topic leading up to the elections. I think we should first maybe, I don't know if it's define an independent contractor or just make sure that everybody, because I put a poll up and hopefully you guys are still all voting in that. I see now there's 14 votes, 71%. Are you an independent contractor? 71% yes, 14 votes, 7% no, 21% not sure.
Amazing.
So, I mean, I know it's still just 14 votes at the time, but what do you make of that, Mike? And do you have anything to, like, a definition, maybe even just your personal definition of an independent contractor, or what people should realize?
Well, the way I think about independent contracting is that someone who is working for themselves, being their own boss, and is transacting work on a project basis with clients, and the work could be different, it could be similar each time, and that is then you charge by the unit of whatever is deliverable, and that completes it. So the work relationship starts and stops with the person who's paying the bills. I'm from a musical family. Maybe many of your audience will have musical interests, but the modern era of the you can call it the project economy or living job to job, that started with Mozart. Everybody's heard about Mozart and his beautiful music and the fact that he composed all of that in 32 years. But most of the time, he was self-employed, and he used to work, in the 1700s, you'd work for the count or the king or the queen or somebody with money, and you'd go off and you'd be their songster, their musical writer. And Mozart looked at what he was making. He said, I can do more if I sell individual pieces to a lot more people. And he did. He told the count, thank you very much. This will be my last day, or 2 weeks notice, whatever they had. And then he did that. And he sold compositions that people could perform. And that worked. It didn't work terribly well financially for Mozart because he was so good. He spent a lot of time on fantastic pieces. I don't think he charged quite as much as he should have. But Beethoven said, wow, this really works. So Beethoven said, I'm going to compose music. I'm never going to work for anybody but myself. I'm going to compose music. I'm going to sell pianos. I'm going to sell sheet music. I'm going to hold concerts and entertain people with concerts, and I'll play or someone else plays. Mozart had it down. He said, I'll basically do anything musical that advances my cause and entertains people. So And he was very prolific, just like Mozart, and he made a lot of money doing it. So it's, to me, what you've got is you've got the time available, and what's the most amount of money you can make in it. So it's a little math question. And how much can you make an hour doing what? Is it compose? Are you going to compose? Are you going to sell sheet music? Are you going to sell pianos? Are you going to hold concerts? You can do any of those when you're self-employed. It doesn't matter. If the count doesn't want to hold concerts once, then you go out on your own and I'll hold these. So you become an impresario. So you define your work. If you're an independent contractor, you define how long you're going to do it. If someone says, "Hey, Mozart, how about I want you to write a 4-minute chamber orchestra to introduce a wedding that my daughter's, giving." Well, fine. That's a contract. I'll give you whatever they call money. Correct. I don't know what it is. What was
Shekels.
Shells, wampum. And so, you can work for the price that someone else says, or you can say, "I don't know, it's going to be a lot more wampum than that."
Right.
So you have the ability to pick and choose how many hours you work. You pick and choose what work you do, where occupation you work in, where you work, how you want to do it. So that's the definition that I use. You control the work environment.
And I think that's good, because that's how I would build on that, is like, if even do it pen and paper, do it on your phone, on a notepad, whatever. What's your skill set? What do you do? What
Sure.
can you do? You might have skill set that you're not even using right now.
It's true.
But writing it down or just thinking about it for a minute, that's a whole different game. Like, I had somebody tell me they don't want to put a QR code. I was talking to somebody specifically about rideshare, and they said they don't want to put a QR code to them doing private rides because they don't want to get in trouble with Uber. I said, you're an independent contractor. You're taking bids from Uber. We're at a different place now. You can absolutely, on the back seat of your car, have a QR code. And they said, I just don't feel comfortable with it. Okay, I get that. So I don't think you should. I think you should get past that, because you absolutely can. And if you think, well, I might get deactivated, then think about the fact that if that's the case, maybe Uber doesn't even think you're an independent contractor, and in which case that's a problem. But this person also happened to have a skill set of woodworking, and I said, so you can build. He's like, I can do cabinets. He's like, I don't like doing big production stuff, but I can do little things for people. I said, then put that QR code on the back of your seat.
Yes.
By the way, I do woodworking, and let it link to you, because you're doing rideshare. People, it might be only 1 out of 20, 1 out of 10, who knows? But every rideshare you're doing, people seeing it, maybe a couple pictures of your work. You're going to get more customers.
Absolutely. You got to advertise while you're working. It doesn't matter what field you're in.
Right. And then optimize a couple of things, what you love to do the best. For me, it's what I love, but really at the end of the day too, it does come down to what pays the most. I do look to optimize my time to pay, but there are things I enjoy doing more than others. So, that's just how it is. But also, we can't have fun all the time. So it's like,
although it's worth the debating.
Yeah, no, if you can, great.
Well, every job, whether you're an employee or an employer, has tedium in it. And if you could just learn to live with the tedium, make it fun, make it a game, see how quick you can do this. You just got to get done with it. Maybe you can let someone else handle it for you. Get rid of the downside and just enjoy the upside. That's why we're doing it, all of us.
And that's what I'm saying is I feel like a lot of people I know, and I talk to a lot of them, they're like, well, I used to do this for this guy. And I feel like every time I hear that story, I'm like, that's a skill you have.
Yeah.
So there's some cases where it's like, okay, I can see that you might not have enough money to go start your own restaurant. I get that. But like, there's so many different things people have told me they do. And some of them are so random, I didn't even think of them. I'm like, man, you should and if you're doing rideshare, you should absolutely be doing that in the back. Yes. Or other things like this. Like you should be advertising that. You love doing it. You have the tools at home to do it. Do it.
Ben Franklin, one of our founding fathers, said, spend time with your business. Just spend time thinking about it. That is a perfect example. What am I good at? What do I like doing? how much can I make for this? And who would I sell it to and how would I reach them? And some
Mhm.
guy driving who puts his pottery or his turned vases or whatever he does. I mean, there are a million things people do. Fixes
Mhm.
cars, it doesn't matter. And put that on the back of the front seat. And there it is, every
Yeah.
single ride. And that's the QR code. Then if you have a conversation there, it's open mind. That's your own conversation. You own that. Nobody else does.
Yeah. So, with that said, guys, like every week we're gonna have a different topic. I see a few of you in here. I'm gonna say hi and I see a couple questions, but every week we're gonna have a different topic. Please join us every week. It's gonna be 25-minute, and at the 25-minute mark, it's gonna chop because I know you guys know I can go over, but I'm not gonna. Mike and I are gonna keep these to 25 minutes because it performed well and we want to get this out to the masses. So first to say hi to everybody. Hi, Bud Soda. Hi, Bubba Sue. Hey, Gigan in Minnesota. And by the way, Mike, after we finished last week, Traveler, our friend from Syracuse, he left Syracuse and he travels the country twice a year.
Right.
And he's already back to Buffalo, New York, and he went all the way down to Roswell, New Mexico. He went to Area 51 in Nevada. He came back through Utah, and he's drove the whole country loop in a week.
Oh my gracious, that's amazing. Well,
So,
I was doing a little bit of that last week. I got as far as Cleveland and Toronto, and had a great time. It's beautiful out there right now, guys.
yeah.
Beautiful. So,
And hey, Christopher Taylor. Hey, Bud Soda. And I think I said hi to Bubba Sue. And yeah, that's what we got. So let's see what I saw a couple questions I thought in here. Yeah, so
YouTube.
Bud Soda has one. With the apps acting more and more like we're W-2s, what do you think? Do you think that weakens our cause?
It may be in some people's eyes. I think there's what I think you guys should do is offer to negotiate quietly, privately, and collaboratively somehow with the ride apps and talk like, hey, there's some areas where you're pushing us out of shape, and
But not unions, guys.
it's not a union.
Yeah.
It's negotiating a contract, and maybe they say, I want to see more than just Mike, representing my 600,000 drivers. Well,
Mhm.
fine, get 20 guys and just go talk to them and see what happens. Because mostly what I see is helping the other guy stay inside your contract limits. And you gotta figure what you'll take and what you can't take, and talk about that. Any independent contractor can have a gracious talk with his client and say, I need more than so many drachmas in order to write a composition.
Mhm.
It's very simple. It's going to take me a while, and I gotta pay for it. And sometimes I'm just sitting here chewing my pencil tip, and the rest of the time, it's productive. So I got to add it all up, and I gotta have 1,000 drachmas. So
Mhm.
that's an okay conversation. That's a conversation about your business relationship, not about the work you do, and that is inbounds. That's it's not
And
billable.
so Mike, coming from just the traditional space, what I'll say to the app-based gig workers is, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, dude, we have no power when it comes to that. But I would agree with that about a year, 5 years ago, 2 years ago. But I think we're finally hitting a point where they realize they've onboarded so many people. Oversaturation used to hurt all of us drivers. Now it's actually hurting these companies because people are already, these services are very expensive. They're not able to afford them, or they don't want to afford them anymore. Part of it is, and I've talked to many people and I've been in many Ubers lately. Part of it is that the service, what you pay for is not what you used to get. You're getting dirtier cars, you're getting crappier situations. The companies are making more, they're paying you less. So I think going in there and saying, hey, I'm one of your top people, collectively, like get some people together who have formulated a nice conversation and say, hey, listen, we're your top drivers. Why are you treating this like you don't care if we're gone in a week? Because the people you're onboarding are awful.
I think both in this case, in this market, both the buyers and the sellers are under tremendous pressure from the outsiders who want to destroy what we're doing and who we're doing and the people that we're doing it with.
Mhm.
And I think that right now, the platforms and the performers who work with them have more in common than they have ever had. And the other side is actively working to separate them and divide them, because if we can actually collaboratively work with the platforms, we're going to help them, and they should be able to see that they're going to help us.
Mhm. And then Christopher Taylor has a question that Mike and I are all over this one. Mike, or I'm going to throw this one to you, Mike. How
Sure.
big of an impact are the videos making?
They are having a bigger and bigger impact. Was that Chris?
Yeah, but my 2 cents on this, guys, is I'm going to start getting really loud about it again, because they've slowed at a time we need them not to slow.
We need them to pick up.
Yeah.
I talked with. We just got to be heart to heart with the guys right now. I talked with one of the most powerful labor law attorneys in the country this morning, and he and I have known each other for 4 or 5 years. And I'm not a client, and he's not my attorney. And he said something that shocked me. And he said, I feel like I'm trying to save the country and running out of time. And he is 100% on your side and mine. And we both agreed that independent contractors are being silent. They're actively being silent, except for the people who have recorded videos and uploaded them to us. And I think that if we continue to have if we continue to have our head down, like, it's not my problem, someone else will do this, Mike and Steve are going to solve this problem all by themselves. If we take that attitude, we are all going to get crushed, including the apps, because they cannot afford to play employer boss with 600,000 people. Won't work, won't happen. It just won't. And
No.
the minute that happens, there will be intermediaries who are going to say, I can make this work better. And you know their names, you know who they work for, and it won't. It'll be murderous. And the businesses that are unionized go out of business.
Yep.
Everyone, look at the post office. It no longer delivers you much mail.
Yep.
People can't handle it. They can't handle working for it. They can't handle using it. So we have seen, Steve and I are learning literally day by day how to promote these on YouTube and Rumble and our company website and with Congress and Twitter. Twitter's been very good. They keep changing their algorithm. Where have you heard that before? They've changed the algorithm, but we're learning how to make it happen. And I found with one little thing over the last weekend, while I was traveling, I could do one thing in my hotel room and tweak it, and I could double the number of people who had seen. Let me just think who it was most recently. Steve, let's see. It was Joseph's comment.
Joe, he's talking about let's play DoorDash, Joe from Detroit.
Right. And he's come up with a repeat percentage, the number of people who view his video. He has twice as many views as there are uniques. So people are looking at it twice on average. Now, what was that? Bud soda? Will that help answer the question? These are acquiring clout. People look at them and then they go back and want to watch them again, and they watch all the way to the end, because we measure full watches, not click offs.
Well, this comments from Chris Taylor, who also gave us a great video too.
Chris has an outstanding. I have a spreadsheet of how everybody's doing. No, it's you learn.
I know.
Stuff. You learn.
Mike always is telling me the performance of each one, so it's great.
Chris, where are you here? I hate to step away. Chris has the most impressions of anybody, and that's just on the single post, not on the repost. It's an amazing number. So we're learning. You're learning. this week. I promised you last week that it would be this week, and it will be. We're going to send all of our video speakers, we're going to send them a link to their Rumble, to their Rumble post. And we're going to, so that they can then make a deal out of it, send it to, if everybody who did this has done this, could ask one friend, just one friend, to send it in, and did what Steve did, was kind of give him a little kick. That way it was gentle, but hey, do it. Like, this is your job. It's my job. And I can't, like, I'm Boots. I can't do it by myself in Hawaii. I need another guy in Hawaii to help me out. Just make it a joke. Said, watch mine. Look at mine. Here's my link. And we want this to be the prestige outfit, showing that independent contractors are individuals. They're not all alike. They're all different. And there's nobody that would, that wants to work, a W-2 job, not one. And none of them are really hireable. They're too independent. But that's perfect as a an independent contractor. That sense of responsibility.
And the other thing that I can say, we talked about the rideshare side. Now I can bring in the delivery side. So Mike said, tell a friend. I'm going to go a step farther. Tell 5 people when you're delivering, when you're picking up. Seriously. Because they're also picking up. They're doing the same work as you, and they might not watch YouTube or Twitter.
Oh, you could tell.
And so once, let's say Mike sends you your video, now you can, from your phone, show them, because you're waiting for your food. We all know how this goes. You got 20, 30 seconds to show them a quick video. Say, this is how easy it is. Send it to them if they'll let you, or whatever. If not, and somehow, we need to maybe in each video include the link to upload so that somebody could send it to somebody, and then, hey, right in there is the link to upload. Like, again, just be pushing it in your area.
Guys, let me tell you my secret. All I do is I follow Steve around and I pick up his great ideas. It's just fantastic. He takes the shell and I eat the peanut. It's just great. And he just gave us, that's how it happens. That's how you can do it. That's how we do it. He said the upload link at the same time, send that with the link to your video. Like that's an innovation. That just came out of nowhere. Thank you very much, Steve. I'm glad you didn't hear that. You stepped out, right?
My phones are dead, so
phone is dead.
But yeah, there's Lisa's walked in. Hi, Lisa. Rideshare Rick. We're winding it down here, guys. We do have a hard cut. Lisa found out yesterday. She's in Syracuse as well. She found out yesterday that somebody in Syracuse started their own rideshare service. There you go.
Whoa! Platform.
Yeah, I mean, people have been starting up little ones in like micro ones in cities here and there.
Try it out. Do one or two.
Make it. I mean, guys, think of it like that, like black car service, limos. That's how they all started. Maybe you're just doing rideshare, but make it better than what the rideshares have turned into. Start small and build it.
Take the trash to the town dump for them.
Yeah. So,
anything.
I guess the last, and Rick, and hey, Scrabble, how are you? I see you're watching. But the last comment we'll end with here is Chris's again. Wow, didn't know it. I mattered that much.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Who said that, Chris?
Chris Taylor.
Absolutely, Chris. You were on it. Just get one guy to just look at your stuff and do it. Chris, I can't say how much. He has a repeat percentage of 58. He's one of the highest performers in terms of, we measure minutes of persuasion, and we add them up, and they keep going up over time. So this is not like one and done view. This goes on for weeks. Some of these guys, Boots has been going on since it was posted on the 1st of March. He is still getting views. So how's that? Anyway, I get excited. Sorry,
you guys. We just need to get these pumping again, though. So this week on all the lives, I'm actually gonna be like, really, I'm not going to spend the whole time talking about it, but I'm going to plug it hard on everyone that we got to get a jump start on this before June, because we're right there. We're at June.
Right. We're it. Everybody else is having even more trouble than we are getting these. And it's only because the guys are in the foxhole. I know you're working all the time. All we need is 60 seconds of your time. If you want to do a retape and try it, make it a little better, do 120 seconds and send us half. That's all we need. And they like the short ones. They like the short ones. They like, if you can go, you want to go back to my Rumble chat. No, not yet. I haven't got it fixed up, but it's working. Oh,
So you guys, that's 25 minutes. That's where we cut it. We'll be back here next week. And if you are watching this on the replay, like we said before, please leave any questions, comments, concerns, all of it in the comments below, and we will address those next week. So be active and help us out here. And all the links and everything, all the information to Mike's Twitter and New Jobs America, everything is in the comments or in the show notes. So we'll see you back here next Monday. Until then, be safe, earn smart, and be good to each other, everybody.
Excellent.
She was just a baby.